Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment he made?
I got some bars to these.
Run Ryan.
And the other thing, you have players out there.
I think the fellas will take it more serious.
What grade?
That one had to go.
Yes, because at the end of the day, right now Manchester United are
Welcome everyone. Welcome fellas. All In, All United. We back again. And we back to winning ways, you know. An important victory. A very, very important victory. I mean, 3 points down. And I think 6 to go to guarantee top 4. At least until Liverpool play and drop points, then I guess the whole scenario might change. Right? But I think today we were professional in terms of how the performance was. And I believe that whatever was going to happen today was going to be down to us. Because Liverpool Wolves didn't offer nothing. Right? So it was always going to be our game to win, lose, or draw. We was going to decide that, not Wolves. Right, because I think after hearing that Wolves would have secured their Premier League status last week, I mean, while you would expect that a team will still come and put their best foot forward, I get the feeling that Wolves was, them was how to say done on the beach already, But looking at the game today, it had certain aspects and certain points where I thought we were on the beach. You understand? We were professional, as I said before, but I find we were just too slow in the way we were playing. I think if our tempo was a little bit better, and I mean, we lamenting about we finishing, if we were able to, kind of better these areas, then I think this game would have been a walk in the park and we wouldn't have to leave it late. And I really think that if Anthony could improve his decision making, he could be trouble in all it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because you're seeing the kind of involvement Anthony having in these games. And it's just that final ball, that last bit of play is what killing, a lot from him. Anyway, fellas, what we say? Nico, fill in the building. JP, how we doing, fellas?
yeah, as you say, nice to have 3 points on the board. That kind of easing the pressure on the team. I guess the team was under a bit of pressure psychologically. On 2 back-to-back losses. I think we back with 3 points. Wolves came and I guess they were hoping for something. They were hoping for a mistake. And I guess that is how teams are getting points from us of recently. The West Ham game, we gave that away. The Brighton game, we gave that away. Without the team really having to deserve it. So I think Wolves were dependent on a mistake from us. And I think, I think Varane coming back into the team today, I know we were getting to it, that made a big difference, that calming influence in the back. You saw that. And again, we were getting to it, but the 3 points today was really refreshing.
Yeah, go through, fellas. Go through.
Yeah. Today was as you say a professional victory. So we came to get the business done, but not as clinically as we should have done it. And I think there's a problem now we have been week after week. But it's week after week now. Before it was every 3 days. There's a problem that we were having. But we're not being as clinical as we should be and kind of putting the side under more pressure than we should be under, where we should be able to play a second half comfortably. We still had to fight up to catch a second goal in the second half to feel some kind of comfort. But at the end of the day, we get the 3 points, 6 more points to go to secure the Champions League spot. And to me, once we get that and we have a trophy in the bag with another final, it will chalk down as a successful season for us, based on where we were last season.
Um, yeah, as I've been mentioning over the last couple of months, we're in the business end of the season, so yeah, performance doesn't matter, but at the end of the day, getting the result is what matters most, right? And I guess the response today with regards to back-to-back losses versus West Ham and Brighton, we needed a win today at Old Trafford, and so said, so done. There were a few parts of the game where I felt a bit unease, like in the last probably 10 minutes,
Mhm.
because Wolves were knocking on our door, and there was a bit of confusion and chaos in our defense at one time. But just seeing, I guess, two things: Garnacho coming on from a horrific injury and scoring, that definitely gives him a lot of confidence. And we've been bashing this guy for a couple of weeks, but hey, David De Gea has the Golden Glove, so 16 clean, 16 clean sheets in this Premier League era just goes to show not how well Martinez and Varane were for us this season, but David De Gea did play a part in keeping those clean sheets as well, right? So kudos to him,
Yeah.
kudos to the defense. But hey, this summer, some players got to stay, some players got to go.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and that was
Yeah.
that. I mean, I think when you consider, because I was wondering how they could have he won it so early with other games, but then when I check the space between the next keeper with the remaining games, I think he can't be caught, and he could only go up with the games that we still have to play. So, I mean, kudos to the here. I mean, Phil, you put good. I mean, in a season where it have a lot to forget in terms of what he cost the team. As I was saying last week, I think he saved us more than. So
Hmm.
I mean, kudos to him for that, man. Um, I remember talking about the week long rest that we didn't get for quite some time, for the majority of the season, that is. I think the last time we had a week long rest was the week back from World Cup, or the first or second week in the season. Since then, we've been playing a game every 3 days. You also any kind of improvement, with the rest and the more time in preparation that the team would have gotten? Nico, you
Um,
want to jump on this one first?
yeah. I would say yes. I would say I think even simple as if you go back to De Gea, I think De Gea looked more focused. Yes, he would have been under pressure from the last few days, but as much as he wasn't under any pressure, I felt a bit of calmness from him in the back when the balls went back to him. One or two times, maybe early in the game, he kind of fluff his lines, and then it had the play when the Korean guy came out. He came out well, was
Wang.
composed, push the attacker wide, and I saw a bit a freshness in the hair, to be honest with you. Even in possession when the ball went back to him, I felt, I don't know if it's because again Varane was in the back there, but I felt a bit of calmness, from the hair today. Also, Anthony, as I said before, I think Anthony was as much as he was clinical in his finishing. I think he was unlucky with some of his finishing as well. I think I think he looked fresh today. I think he was full of energy. If I had to give him a match today, I think it would be Anthony. To be honest, I think he was defending and attacking, creating. He was given a lot of trouble. I don't think any defender from Wolves had a handle on Anthony today.
True, true.
He did a lot of good things today, other than maybe that's the final pass or the
Hmm.
final goal. But I think I have seen, where the moment Anthony catch form, I think he could be a revelation for us. I think that energy, that drive, that directness. I don't think we have a player like that on the team. So I think he had a real solid performance today. Um, who else? Again, I
Let
talk
me,
about Varane coming
Nico,
in. Uh-huh.
let me just cut there, because I
Yeah.
want to talk about Anthony a little bit, because Anthony, I mean, you spoke, well about the positive aspects of his game, and no, I don't think anybody could fight you on that, because I mean, defensively, he just give you, the support. He just do his job. Offensively, he just knock. Right, but when you're in a system where you're dependent on quality service, right, and time after time, you're not getting that from the player. He doing everything else good in a Nico. He doing everything else good, but that final thing, which is supposed to get the cutting edge to be playing for a club like Manchester United, and I guess speaking, I using that term based on the history and stuff like that. He not frustrating earlier because I've been honest with you. I've been honest with you. In a situation where the team came into this game kind of nervy, right? Because 2 losses on the bounce, we need a result. Liverpool breathing on your neck. We had a more clinical man, and Anthony, he's seeing most of the ball. He's seeing plenty. So, and he could make things happen, but it's not happening because of his.
But he got the assist for the first goal, right?
He did.
But Nico, yeah, but let me jump in off a ream there, because what frustrated me in the first half is that we could have been 4-0 up and Anthony would have had a part to play in all 4 goals. The first mistake that was made when the ball passed back to us and Anthony take on the shot, he had a pass to Martial. He didn't give Martial the ball then. He take a shot and the shot went wide. If the shot was on target, he might have scored too. So either way, he could have scored there. The second one is when he actually passed the ball to him, goal score. There was a clear header he had that he put over the bar. And then there was a breakaway run that he got, where he had 2 options ahead of him. I think was Sancho and Fernandez. And he decided to cut back to Martial, who was even further back. And then Martial take the shot and it went wide. There's 4 goals. Anthony could have had 2 goals at least and 2 assists in the first half alone. And that would have put us 4-0 up in the first half. Going into the second half, you're cruising. You're on cruise control.
Yeah, but to me, and I agree, but he remained a threat for the entire game.
Definitely.
And to me, it's just to improve that. And I am seeing improvements, because I am seeing now where he is looking for the assist. Maybe he getting the decision-making part wrong, but before he used to see him going more for the shot than the assist.
Right.
But now you see like he is trying to get that into his game, and I'm seeing an improvement. And I just saying that if he catch fire, I think we would have an excellent
There's problems.
Because those chances that you would have talked about, let me say, informed, confident Anthony, who's finishing his chances and making the right decisions today, we would have been cruising, So I think for the future, if he really improves on these margins, I think we'll be in a good place.
Phil,
what I want to say about him too, though. Yeah, one more thing about him, though. What I liked, what I saw in the second half with him, with his shots, he stopped trying to go far post and he was trying to go near post on the keeper. So he changed the shot he was taking. It's just that keeper. That was Manuel Neuer today, so.
Every goalkeeper from Manchester United in the debut is the same thing. It's the same thing.
Damn it, man.
Nah, but that goalkeeper had an excellent game today.
He had an excellent game.
Excellent. So Phil, what was your thoughts on this guy called Anthony? He's splitting opinions. What was your thoughts on today with Anthony?
Doesn't matter my thoughts in terms of, because I think Anthony has been a bit inconsistent. So with regards to today, definitely improvement with regards to the last couple of games. But this performance today does not overwrite his other performances for 2023, right? Like I said, probably on a previous podcast, when the summer comes, Anthony needs to take about 2 weeks. If Anthony is given about 6 weeks vacation, take 4 weeks. Then you concentrate on those 2 weeks that you took early to work on your decision making, whether it's finishing, whether it's passing, because you're going to be crucial for United for the next 3 or 4 years, right? And by that I mean, if you work on your finishing and decision making, you can help lead United to various trophies in the next 3 or 4
Facts.
years. But if
Facts.
you don't work on your finishing and decision making, you could be a bench player, and so from now, you could even be sold, right? So whatever Anthony does with regards to this summer is um, going to improve on himself and going to help us to win some sort of silverware and even challenge for Premier League in the next 3 or 4 years, right? So it's still inconsistent. I'm glad he did well today, but I want to see him do well for the next. How many games do you have left? 3 games left, right?
Well, four in
Well,
total. Four in
four,
total.
four in
Three,
total.
three
Yeah.
Premier, three Premier League games.
Right. So if we got 4 games left, 3 Premier League games and the FA Cup final, the performance you put in today, do as well too. There was one time where I think Anthony had beat about 2 defenders on the right. Yeah, on the right.
Yeah. This
Where-
first half.
This first half, yeah. So he
Yeah.
beat 2 defenders on the right, and I think the options were Bruno and Martial. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I can't remember what the options, but it had some options.
yeah, and that definitely impressed me a little bit, right? So I mean, if you can do that for the next 3 or 4 games, you can see where he's heading in the right direction, right? So
Before I go to the comments, right? My thing is this, right? And I mean, I have no doubt this is Anthony's first season. He have time to well, I mean, he will improve because we see and he have a very high ceiling. But you see that final part, that is make or break. Because that
Yeah.
is, I want to know when you in the dangerous areas of the pitch that you're not gonna mess up all the good that would have been done, whether it's by yourself or whether it was a combination play from the team. And you're not gonna mess it up because watch me. I don't know if Nico you remember. I always used to talk about Fred. After Fred make a bad pass, he always put up here and apologizing. And it started with Anthony too. Anthony just do the same damn thing. He always apologizing.
Yeah.
Right? So I have, and I'm not saying I have an issue with a man making a decision that probably didn't go how he thought, but you see when it happening, you need 5 chances to get one good. You need 5 decisions to make one good decision. I have an issue with that now, buddy. So as Phil
But,
said,
yeah.
take the summer, buddy, and work on that now, man.
Yeah. All I'm saying too is patience because Salah was with Chelsea first, right? De
Yeah.
Bruyne was with Chelsea first, right? And the reason they didn't make it most likely because of poor decision making, right? They went, they learned their craft, and now they are more or less world beaters. So we hope that we had our patience with Anthony, and he reached that, sooner than later.
Yeah. And that's a fair comment because I mean we're always talking about developing, players rather than going after the players that already made and they will just come and deliver. So with development, you can have inconsistencies, right? So that's fair, man. Let me get some comments, guys. Joey on the inside, blessed night to you, man. He's saying it's just only Wolves. I was now worried.
It was only West Ham the other day too.
Yeah. Joe, listen here, Reem, wear your number 9 jersey. Man. Nah, boy. All right. Guys, let's like and share the podcast, right? We want to get more people in on the content. All right. Joe, listen here, someone said David De Gea Quintana. I ain't catch that one. Anybody?
That's his full name.
Okay. Yeah, and we know Jody, we know the here it's your boy, the man guy, he golden glove. All right, take that. Siobhan Shaw's on the inside. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying he has poor decision making years now. He needs to get individual training to work on this weakness. Yeah. So if it's Quinton Fortune Not Quinton Fortune. Where's the striker?
Benny
We have him
McCarthy.
music.
Benny
Benny
McCarthy.
McCarthy. If it's Benny McCarthy, whoever, please, all the deal with this youth, man. Please. Because if he get that final product, that last piece intact, all your team's in trouble. Right?
And then I think a big part of his chemistry as well. Chemistry and understanding your teammates, understanding
Yeah.
your teammates, just having that chemistry within the team now.
Correct.
That may help.
And you know, as I said that, Nico, and I mean, I guess watching the game on a whole, no agendas, no bias here. Marcel will never, or very rarely, run into the goal. He always dropping off. So when I see Anthony cut the ball back, I was like, this man learning he player. You understand? Because if you know Marcel has never run into the center of the goal. He does always drop back to get the cut back. So kudos to him for the goal. Right? Simeon on the inside. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying them goals might be costly with goal difference at the end of the season. All the throwaway goals. Yeah, I mean, it's something that we had to accept because we even on points with Newcastle. When Newcastle have like 30 something, and we have what?
Yeah, we are ahead. We are ahead.
Yeah, the least amount of goals, I think, in the top 16 or top 10 teams or somewhere, right?
Yeah, we got +9 or +10, can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, we terrible.
Kevin James on the inside. Thanks for joining, man. Blessed night to you. He's saying Fred, the dread, my boy look good. Fred is a real kind of.
Yeah, you'll never know what he'll get with him, boy.
Boy.
Fred, come on, I look good. I guess most of the players who came on today look good. Even Maguire did his part.
And make a very crucial
big block.
Yeah, block there, you know.
Yeah.
Because I tell you, when I see Ten Hag talking to Maguire, I don't say, oh God, boy, advantage Wolves. You know?
Ten Hag knows is 5 to 10 minutes max. You know? 85 minutes, you know, it's Manchester United to go add on at 85, so 10 minutes.
Yeah. Joey saying, yeah, I hear what they're saying, but geez, relax now. The man will come good. He's doing well enough for his first season, unlike Sancho, who they're 2 seasons now and still can't catch up. Damn good point, but damn good point.
Yeah.
I know going with Sancho, but jeez, ages.
Yeah.
Sancho still promoting himself too much.
Sancho gonna get loaned to Sunderland.
He should.
But watch me, don't forget Sunderland playing Premiership football next season.
Premier League.
Or at least
they're
about.
They're still in the playoff.
Then the playoff, yeah.
You didn't see free kick Ahmad score today?
Yeah, see. So the win that game or the win that game?
They win 2-1.
So there's 2 legs, there's for that to end.
It's two legs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so more than likely Sunderland in the Premiership, man.
Nah, it have plenty football to play still, boy. Because they had to play that game and then that play win. Like you said, they win this leg, that play, they'll play next team.
But who they play? Who they play in this one?
They play Luton Town.
And the others is Middlesbrough and who?
Middlesbrough, I remember who's the other teams. I can check it. Yeah.
Okay. I follow that side, my teams. When they get up, man.
Yeah, but I was watching it when Diallo scored the goal. Proper.
Diallo looking real good. But I don't know. I just feel like they're just my thing, He doing so good, just like this guy Jimmy Garner. Garner was having a real good season.
Great season.
Nottingham Forest get promoted. It's just, for me, the demands of being a Manchester United player, that's different, but I don't know, boy.
But I don't find Diallo was that bad, you know. I just find he was a little smallie, but I find he was a decent player. I find he's a decent player. I think he could be more effective than Sancho, to be honest.
You see, my thing, right? It has some players, and they just how I see it. It has some players that need to be playing regular to get the levels, right?
Yeah.
And the likes of Diallo gonna come in and be getting 15, 20 minutes, if so much.
True.
And then when he get that kind of minutes, you expecting that same level from a player who playing consistent football and confident. So that the
But
difference
Ganacho
now,
doing
boy.
it. Ganacho doing it. So if Ganacho could do it and you want to make it, you gotta take a page from Ganacho.
No, facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jody saying here, boy, the man channeled his inner Brazilian skill. Yeah, real skills today, real skills. But I want the skills on the final third. I want the skills up here. Right?
I got ask Jody a question though. Jody, you saw what Vinicius did versus Man City. Compare that guy to Anthony now. Or compare Anthony to that guy.
Nah,
But Vinicius
was-
Vinicius only improved this much. Let me say this season, and let me say the second half of last season.
Vinicius
And
has
the
been
second half
one.
of last season.
Vinicius has been one of the top Brazilians for the last 3 years.
Nah,
Nah,
not
not
so
3
long,
years,
Phil.
Phil.
Not so
Nah,
long.
2 years, 2 years.
Don't try that.
2
Yes,
years, 2
bro.
years.
I remember when
I'll say
Vinicius
2
had
years.
just gone to Madrid. He was
Yeah.
hella inconsistent. Eh?
Exactly.
He make me eat my words.
The season where Real Madrid got beat by Sheriff Tiraspol in the group stages is when you saw the rise of Vinicius, and that was either 2 or 3 years ago.
That was 2 seasons ago.
Right,
Yeah.
2 seasons ago makes it about
Yeah. No, it's 2 seasons because this season we play is this season we play Sheriff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was the season before when he fell from Trinidad was on the team and they play. So it's 2 seasons.
Yeah, because I remember it's that season I was talking about this Vinicius when I said this fella is a real toots boy, this man final decision making crap. But he really come good. Because see what he do Kyle Walker have, even though I mean the final ball he had Kyle Walker on Siobhan saying here Anthony will be really good next season. I rate him higher than Robin pretty soon. What? Right?
Nah.
Really, man, I heard that.
That's a big statement. That's a big statement.
No, but earlier, I think he because he more aggressive than Robin, and I think if he get a final decision making and finishing, this man would be real trouble.
No,
Because
it's possible,
barely have
yeah.
a defender could really stop him. You know?
If
Yeah.
Physically.
turns out to be better than Iron Robin, then we got a winger on our hands then.
I'm telling you.
And he happens to stay fit as well too.
True.
Yeah.
Physically, the man is a monster.
Okay.
But he had to develop that right foot too, huh?
He had that right foot boy. Oh God.
He had to
If
do
he
some
had
work
a
on
right
that
foot
right foot.
today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch me, that play, that's all I was talking about. All I needed was one decent, proper right foot pass into Sancho. And that was goal.
Yeah.
But because he's so dependent on that left foot, he had to cut back in to make sure the pass was a proper pass. If he tried to swing that right foot there, I'm sure I was going to get intercepted. Trust me. Right? Yeah, so Jason Williams on the inside. Thanks for joining, man. He not wrong, though.
Oh, Jason.
So all right, nice. Nice. He also saying here, once he not Dembeleing, he'll be fine. No, I don't know. Because there's so much things about Dembeleing that I had to almost it could be reaching to training late, get injured, all kind of thing now. Sylvian saying here, the issue with him and Rashford shooting first will struggle to get easy tap-ins. This is a fact. The easy tap-ins is what we're missing because these fellas is shoot first players.
But it's not easy to get tap-ins playing against Manchester United because most teams play so deep against us. Most teams, every time they're playing against Manchester United, they pack the defense.
Yeah, but if you watch, simple today, Nico. It had 2 opportunities for tap-ins today, and he went for the shot. Right? So we ain't saying every game you'll get in, but if you change the way how you see the game, your view of the game, then those goals, this trickling and count for something now, boy. But you only want to go for goal for yourself, right? Through and you're seeing simple passes for tapping.
I think he was unlucky with the finishing today, but
More so in the second half.
yeah.
Yeah, because I told him for that first part where he could have played in Marcel and he shoot, man. Kevin saying here, Jody was mentioning Fred, the Brazilian. Okay, he was talking about Fred.
Okay.
Yeah, Fred had a good cameo, but Anthony was still Brazilian in too. right? Rima was replying to Kevin, okay, yes. Fellas, all right. Jody's saying here, yes, Phil. Vinny, rootless, yes.
I love, yeah, boy. Vinny,
Yeah,
Vinny,
yeah.
Vinny come a long way, boy. Not a long
Yeah.
way, but still.
Yeah. So, fellas, I wanted to reintroduce the three-word analysis this evening, right? So I get another chance sometime to think about all the three-word, and let me get some three-word match analysis on the game, right? But earlier, now we talk about expectations, what our expectations were before the season started, right? And then as the season went along and we saw the team was playing, how we were overachieving and stuff like that. We were talking about title charge and all kind of thing, right? And treble and quadruple and all kind of dribbling thing, right? Now we kind of found ourselves in a little kind of situation now where if we do get 6 points in the next 4 games, which I believe is achievable, right? We could miss out on top 4 and Champions League, and then it has further implications, right? How are they feeling about us being in this situation with the kind of season that we had? How are they feeling as fans? Going through the roller coaster to find yourself in this situation when we were here waxing lyrical about Ten Hag and this and that and the other.
Whew, well, first and foremost, it's stressful. As a fan, I see even JP Grace coming out here. I know that Grace, I know that Grace, I know that Grace
As
is
man
not
United,
age.
as only
That's
Man
right,
United.
I know that Grace is not age. So definitely the stress
No,
levels just
hear
go
that,
up.
Nico.
Eh,
Hear that, Nico. With all the previous managers we had before, when they came in, they used to look young. And then they sort of
yeah.
old, the hair sort of get grey. Ten Hag don't have
Mm-hmm.
grey hair. But all you find looking small.
Yeah.
You lose it.
You lose it.
Eh,
You guys saw Ole. You guys saw Ole in the crowd today, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
he
yeah.
was there
Oh,
today.
boy.
Yeah.
yeah,
Ten Hag got no
yeah,
grays now, so he started to look small,
yeah. No, but I find he looks a little
Go
younger.
through,
I
go
was
through.
not picture him. I find I said, but then I'm looking younger. Anyway, but yeah, I think it's first and foremost it's stressful. Watching United. Get back into the position that we thought. At least we have been comfortably in third, not fighting and looking over our shoulders. For the last few games. But when I look at the season overall, I think we'd have achieved a lot. I think we did well as much as we got knocked out in the Europa League. I think we did well to reach where we reached. The Carabao Cup, we won that. The FA Cup, the amount of games we played, overall, the amount of games we played for the season, I think that has caught up to us more than anything else. I think the amount of games, the accumulation of games caught up to us. So that is why I could understand why we could have ended up in this position. We were Ten Hag was going for everything. And we were questioning, hey, I think Ten Hag should prioritize what we're going for. But Ten Hag wasn't about that. Ten Hag was going for everything and let the chips fall where it may. So I think we started to pay for that the last few games, but I think now with the one game a week, I think we should get back some momentum. I think Varane coming back was a big thing because it helps Shaw going back onto that left side where we have been struggling for cover on that left side. So now we getting Shaw back on that side. Lindelof in a bit of form, so that helps as well. So I think now we're in a better position. Garnacho coming back, that was a big lift as well. So I think we're in a better position to finish the season stronger. But you could have seen, with the accumulation, we played the most games in Europe as a team. So you could understand why we could have been struggling. But I think at the end of the day, I think we would achieve what we wanted to achieve, and even overachieve, this season.
Yeah. Go through, JP.
Yeah. well, when we started, I remember one of the shows before the season even started when we talk about the expectation for the team. And I think the consensus was almost we didn't even expect to qualify for Champions League this first season. We didn't even think we could do that with the players that we had and the position that the club was in from last season. So ever so often I try to go back and remember that, to look at where we are now, to see what we achieved in a short space of time with this manager, and just about 3 or 4 additions to the team that was doing all this rubbish just last year. So ever so often you will still see it seeping in because you're the majority of the team that has been going through this mess for the last, let me say, 4 or 5 years to be in this terrible position we were in. And the way I feel about it is just how the team plays. Sometimes you feel very good about it, and then sometimes you feel like rubbish about it because of how it's like, what the fellas doing? Are they not interested in winning a game? Are they not showing no fight? No, like, sometimes they just question the mentality of the team. But I think Ten Hag brings something to the squad where he went for every competition because he want the players to develop that mentality of, this is Manchester United, and Manchester United is supposed to win everything. So he will run them ragged. He will make them fight for it and push for it because that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're nothing about prioritizing no cup and no league, and we going for everything. And I think the mentality that he's trying to push is what is the most important thing. So as I said before, I think once we get our Champions League qualification, we are the Carabao inside. That alone is already a successful season based on what we come from and where the expectations were at the beginning of the season. If we could add the FA Cup to it and better yet take it from City, that to me will be overachieving to win 2 trophies in Ten first season, who has already won the most games as a Manchester United manager in his first season. So
Yeah, yeah,
I think the fans had to look at the overall picture and see where we come from, and you can actually see where we're going.
yeah, yeah. I looking at before I come to Phil, I was looking at a lot of like the conversations that I was having on social media, Twitter in particular, and a lot of people talking about Ten Hag in over his head. I mean, I guess the fan base, super overreactive, and they just get to talk about sort of crap, when things going bad, But I mean, yeah, yeah, Phil.
Um, I mean, I thought I wouldn't have much to say because JP and Nicole pretty much hit the nail on the head with their points, right? But I'm of the narrative and the notion that your predictions can change based at certain points of the season, right?
Hmm.
Now let's rewind to when Eric Ten Hag was appointed. I think most United fans would have at least accepted Europa League at the end of the season, right?
Yeah.
First moment for me when we signed Casemiro. Now I said, okay, a defensive midfielder is in. I can probably see us pushing for a Champions League place, but if we slip and end up in Europa League, no problem, right? Then you kind of fast forward to, well, not fast forward yet. I think most United fans actually said, you know what? Dear Eric Ten Hag, please bring in some sort of philosophy and style of play that we can be happy with, that we can be satisfied with, that we can be identified with, right? And lo and behold, we do have some sort of identity that will be improved on over the next 2 or 3 years, right? With what Ten Hag has to deal with regards to the likes of Harry Maguire, right? A lot of people don't realize that the the dropping of Harry Maguire to the bench can also make players better and can also give players a reason to push for something even greater, right? Because let's be real, Harry Maguire gives no inspiration to us as fans or even teammates. That's not opinions, that's facts. Okay? Let's not forget one other situation where there were two guys by the name of Cristiano Ronaldo and Piers Morgan, right? I don't know if you guys remember that, but that happened this season as well too, right? A lot of people have forgotten about it, but have not forgotten about it, right? That sort of situation you as a manager had to deal with in your first season, right? So there are so many. Well, I think at that point, Ten Hag realizes, shit, I am not in Ajax anymore. I'm not. I'm not in Ajax anymore. This is a whole different ball game, right? So the dropping of Harry Maguire, Ronaldo being released from the club, you kind of you kind of get a sense that it's possible we can finish in the top four. I think another moment was when we beat all of the top six managers at home. I think so. So Arteta, we beat at home. Pep Guardiola, we beat at home. Jurgen Klopp, we beat at home as well too. And
Spurs, if
Spurs,
you want to count Spurs.
yeah. Spurs, we beat at home as well too, right? But I think I won't say Old Trafford is a fortress as yet, because in my opinion, my level of a fortress is what Jose Mourinho did with Chelsea in his first season at Chelsea, right? That's why I considered a fortress when Stamford Bridge was considered that, right? So beginning of the season, I would say Europa League is what we expected, but also still trying to implement a style of play. Dropping Harry Maguire, the Ronaldo debacle, being in Europa League and also being knocked out, I think kind of played and hampered our players with regards to their fatigue and what's not, right? So if I had to just sum it up, what would be a successful season? I guess JP touched on it as well. A successful season with regards to Ten Hag. I think we've already had a successful season. I think the FA Cup will be the cherry on top. But I think with regards to Ten Hag taking this team from where it was under Ragnar Ole to where it is now, that is considered success. Now, a lot of people will probably say, it all depends on trophies and what's not. Trophies, to some extent, does play a part in success, but revamping, rebuilding, rejuvenating your team, no, for the next 3 to 5 to 7 years will also be the foundation of success, right? So Ten Hag has already, in my opinion, overachieved. Top four in Carabao Cup. I don't think anybody expected that at the beginning of the season. But as the season progressed, you kind of got some sort of hope, right? Don't forget, but in February we were still in all four competitions. We were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess expectations kind of change around that time as well. But four more games, and if we happen to lift the FA Cup, take it away from City, then I think Ten Hag is up there, at least top two or three for manager of the season.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
can't think of any other manager who has had to deal with what Ten Hag had to deal with regards to his first season. And I mean, obviously, I'm showing bias, but as a football fan first, Manchester United fan second. I can't think of any other manager who had to deal with these sort of debacles and the pressure of playing a crap team in all four competitions with limited squad depth. Unless there's somebody out there that can correct me and say and give me another name that had to deal with more, Ten Hag has to be at least in the talking for a manager of the season.
And,
If I had a nitpick, I would say Pep Guardiola at Barcelona. With players like Eto and Ronaldinho, Yaya Toure, I think he would have had to deal with something similar. You know?
But I feel make a real interesting point because when you consider all the amount of football we had to play with our squad, right? Because I heard somebody saying, why is we complaining about the amount of football we playing when City playing, I mean, close to the similar because they're still in the Champions League. They, going all the way to the Premiership and the FA Cup final, right? But again, I think Phil, you kind of, made the point that we have a real crap team. Our squad team, it have no way in terms of squad depth. You could compare us with City, right? So the kind of players at Pep's disposal versus what Ten Hag have. I remember Nico make the joke and say Ten Hag watch the bench and be like, anyway, let's watch the other side or something. So, because Ten Hag had to be pulling here, he don't have just to sometimes fit a team together because Pep didn't have to go through the injury situations that Ten Hag had to endure this season. So, I mean, Ten Hag really had to. Meanwhile, the man had a first season here, boy. That was a baptism of fire.
Yeah, sure.
That was a baptism of fire. So, I mean, I think you could understand, and Nico, I think you had mentioned, the reason for the drop off, So, I mean, my hope is that we do fall off the cliff, right? Because everything's still possible, but the good thing is everything's in our hands. So it's ours to lose, right? We'll just get some comments here, fellas. All right. Jody's saying here, Wan Bissaka was my player today. Yeah, Bissaka was good, boy.
Yeah, he was real good today.
Yeah. I still, meanwhile, even though he was good, sometimes when I see him on the ball, I still just be like,
oh God.
You know?
And then he has no sort of strategy. He has no sort of strategy to defend. But the man, he did okay. That look I looking right now.
No?
Yeah.
Simeon saying here like Nico have stocks and bonds in Anthony or what? Unlucky?
Right. No, but I find the goalkeeper make some decent saves against Anthony today. In that
Yeah. Second half. He was unlucky in the second half.
Yeah.
Jody's saying here his 3 words, and guys, we're coming up with all the 3 words, right? Carabao, 3rd place, and FA Cup. What are 3 words on the today, Cody? But we taking that. If that what we get, we taking that, right? Jody also saying here Ten Hag going and bring in Ole to help him with away games.
Real hybrid.
Yeah. Adrian Duncan on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying getting knocked out of Europa League was a blessing in disguise. Possibly. But JP make a real good point with our mentality shift that needed to happen. We're going for everything. And if all had dead on the ground, it had to happen because that kind of mental shift needed to happen. Anderson on the inside, thanks for joining Anderson. He's saying here, to me, the only disappointment is getting knocked out of Europa League, but losing your 2 centre backs. Yeah, this is key.
That's a big part. Yeah.
Losing Varane and Martinez in the same game.
Yep. Same game.
Yeah. Kurt on the inside, thanks for joining, Kurt. Good night to you, buddy. Saying sorry late. Glory, Marty. Oh Lord. Well, I realize I ain't flaunting it, right? Because still I'm disappointed. I find he could do better today. But I mean,
but he go message me that, He go message me, oh God, Martial what? You understand? Oh God, Martial, but ask where goes to something. Oh God, where goes to something? Oh God, this where goes to that. Oh Martial and all your
Weghorst wasn't bad today, I saw Weghorst juggling the ball between 2 and 3 guys.
Yeah. But I have to do one thing wrong. Re-message me one time. Oh God, this where goes to that way. Only mistakes Martial makes.
That was the header.
Yeah.
Hey.
No, but here we're going on. You see these kind of minutes where God's getting these bare minutes, that's what he was supposed to be getting. That's what he come for. Right?
Yeah, but your player wasn't fit enough to allow that.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
Simeon saying here the success of season now depends on top 4. Yeah, now that's it. now that it's in our hands, we'll not let it go. Yeah. All right, and we are Kurt and Jody, rekindling the bond. All right, yeah, all right. Um, yeah, Kurt saying here was nice to see Ole in town and Ganacho is a start to reckon with the future, within the future. Yeah, for sure. Ganacho come on and really, it was good to have him back though. Kurt saying here, my three words, Ganacho is a boss. Yeah. Jody saying here, someone might feel Liverpool will be battling with Newcastle for fourth spot, boy.
It's funny. It's funny because those are my thoughts all of today, Jody. That is so funny. Cause I tell myself Newcastle hasn't been in this position. Newcastle was in 20th sometime earlier this season or last season, sometime.
Last season, yeah.
So Newcastle isn't accustomed to, having these big dogs around them fighting for this fourth place spot, right? We can see in the next 2 or 3 games, but well done.
I want Liverpool to play in Europa League, so I back in Newcastle.
Me too.
Yeah.
Christopher on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying how to separate the sheep from the goats. This season has definitely done that. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Jason Williams saying here, yep, I agree with JP mentality. Who not dead, badly wounded. Yeah.
Yep.
Man, I don't understand how to put the life on the line, boy.
Yeah. And who about the wounded and who were dead? Right? Then we don't want you.
Let me
put yourself on the line to see.
Let me be real.
No, I talk about Maguire. He gave Maguire a chance to get damaged or badly wounded. He gave him a chance to do that. So if they get a chance to do that, just no, find a new club.
Yeah. Yes.
Curtin on the inside, thanks for joining, Curtin. Yeah, man. Kurt saying here, well, Jones will be off the books finally after this season. Yeah. I mean, I see Jones was a pundit in one of them game and them Jones he don't know that writing on the wall long time. Right? Jody saying here, boys, how the horse drop his head when Garnacho score and then pass him. Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
We're going to stay in the lane, boy.
But we're going to miss that too.
He would have missed that too.
Yeah.
Nah, you don't.
Nobody passing that to Weghorst.
We don't know. Wait, look. Let me put a positive spin on it. Let me say Garnacho did pass the ball to Weghorst and Weghorst did score. Weghorst is gonna run the entire length of the pitch.
Yeah. You're okay.
I kind of thing.
And cry and get put bandage over your head and beer foolishness.
That watch me Weghorst could use it as back here a bargaining chip to get extension.
I'm not gonna lie though. I will say this live. Should Walt Weghorst score the winner in the FA Cup final, I am going to smash my TV. I'm going to smash every single appliance in my home. Okay?
Make sure you record it. I want to see that.
I will run around my apartment block. I will do that. But anyway, back to
I say you're going to say you're going to buy a Weghorst jersey and sport that, next season.
It's going to cost him cheaper too.
You mashing up everything.
Jody saying here, boy, is how sorry. Yeah. All right, Rishi on the inside, thanks for joining, man. Good night to you. He's saying happy Martial score today. That might mean we might be able to sell him for more. Yeah, nah. Relax now, man.
Yeah. Crazy price.
Hey.
Because I'm saying here, good win. Anthony to Martial goal plus Garnacho. Yeah, man. Yeah, that was good. That was good. Kurt saying here is how Garnacho came out running and Ilanga had more opportunities than him, and he didn't take his chances. Yeah, I mean, and that is how it is.
Yeah.
That nature the beast.
That the nature.
Result.
Yeah. Exactly. So fellas, I'm gonna get 3 words now.
Vital 3 points. That is mine. Short and sweet.
Vital 3 points.
Mm-hmm. Back to winning.
Yeah, where are they from?
Golden Glove winner.
Golden Glove win. How to sum up mine? But if I say it fast, it could be true, even if it's more than 3 words. If I say it fast, Anthony pass the damn ball now, boy.
Hey.
Yeah, Rishi, 3 words, 6 more points, and this Rishi will be dependent on how Liverpool fare tomorrow. Because if Liverpool drop points
It's
tomorrow,
Monday.
it may
Them
not
playing
be.
Monday.
It may not be that. Monday.
Play
sorry.
Monday?
It may not be 6 points.
Yeah.
Man, they got to play Leicester, boy. That's but Leicester.
But they're playing it in
King
in
Power Stadium.
King
Uh-huh.
Power. So you don't know
Yeah.
you don't know. And Leicester looking to
Leicester have a
survive
fight
because
tonight.
Southampton win. Yeah. So Southampton will go on today.
Southampton officially gone down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quality
I
taking
mean,
from
yo,
Southampton
boy,
if they're taking anybody.
That's the worst part. People talking about we should take James Ward-Prowse. For what
What?
reason?
To do what? To do what?
Why are we taking
That's
James
English,
Ward-Prowse
man.
for free kicks?
No.
Behave.
Very
We're Manchester.
Imagine you know
James
normally when
Ward-Prowse
they
for?
got normally when they go and take a free kick, you'll see 3 men stand up around the ball. Then when we take and then when he come, we have about 8 men stand up behind the ball to take the free kick. Nobody in the
men.
ball.
8 men at David
Yeah.
Here. Jody saying here, really might see Wolves coach Real talking to Marcel, telling him he wants him to come and play for Wolves.
Nah, that was
After that terrible season he had in Sevilla,
yeah.
you can say no thanks. I go to
Lopetegui. What's Lopetegui nationality? French?
Spanish.
Spanish.
Yeah. Christopher saying here Anthony was decent today, but he is too quick to shoot rather than look for a pass. Yeah. Adrian Duncan saying I can't wait for Ahmad to return to the team. Yeah, I guess a lot of people looking forward to that as well. You know, his 3 words Anthony to Anthony.
You got the Anthony mix up.
Other way. Yeah.
But I get what you're saying though. Yeah.
Adrian saying here my 3 words blow out. Hey, all the Chelsea drop points.
Please,
Them having a horrendous season, boy. Way.
No, but if it wasn't for Tuchel, if it wasn't for Tuchel points, them will really be fighting relegation.
There'll be relegation, yeah.
Way. Huh?
Yeah.
How much? Because they get 4 points since Lampard take over, 4 points and 1 win and this draw.
But
this draw today.
Them safe from relegation, so them ain't got nothing else to play for.
No, I mean,
true.
Wow.
But
and they're not playing for Lampard.
Oh God, not even pride, right?
They confirm Pochettino from Fabrizio confirm Pochettino going there.
Boy, Pochettino, you got your work cut out ahead of you, boy. Look.
No, well, I mean, you have a clean slate from next season, you know. So Pochettino had nothing to do with what we're on now, and it's safe. So he had no European midweek football to play.
Exactly.
So I mean, Chelsea might be something to look at next season, huh?
True.
Yeah, but with those owners, I think that's Chelsea problem right now, eh? Todd Bowley don't know nothing about football. So I think that is what caused. Yeah, I think that is what caused the problem in the first place, because he was interfering with Tuchel when he come.
But you know, gonna be real nice. Imagine we have 6 points to get a game, which is 2 wins. Let me say we go to Bournemouth and we beat Bournemouth. And I think we play in Chelsea the following Thursday under lights in Old Trafford. That game could be something, you know, because once we get 3 points, we set in.
Yeah.
So if you could put Chelsea to the sword at Old Trafford there, and
Because you see when they start with putting teams to the sword, Manchester United, what's happening? Let me get
the 3 points.
A narrow win, a narrow 1-0 win.
I'm taking that.
Yeah.
Well, I now see the worst caption on Twitter just now.
Who's that?
What's the caption?
Garnacho and Ahmad next season.
Let's get carried away, boy. Man, let's get carried away, boy. Here now, man, let's get carried away too quick, eh? Are they giving the number 7 next season?
Nobody yet.
Nobody.
Nobody.
But you got to work for that number 7, bruv.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
I
number
seen people
7, I'll
talking
stay.
now with Garnacho. Relax that. Not yet. Let him win at
Yes.
49 still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If Sancho did light up, if Sancho did do something like that, I might not say Sancho, but
Yeah,
nah,
but
boy,
forget
Nah,
that.
boy.
Sancho.
Sancho
Yeah.
gotta keep that
Forget that.
25, boy.
But Sancho
You
already
gotta
got
keep
7.
25.
Sancho already has 7.
Yeah, let him
No.
keep that 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was saying let him keep adding 25
Yeah,
plus
like-
2. You do
Exactly.
that. You do that.
yeah,
You do that.
yeah.
You already deserve that 7 yet. You understand? Yeah, Jody saying here, Reem Pool have 3 more games, and so do we, with 4-point cushion. No, but if Liverpool played this match week, they would play their, they would have 2 more, and we have 3.
2
So
more,
we
yeah.
have a game. Yeah, we have a game more than them to play, Jody. So even if Liverpool win 3 or win their 6 points, but what I'm saying is if Liverpool drop points this weekend,
On Monday, yeah.
yeah, then
It'll make it easier
change
for us.
Yeah.
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 Right. Kurt saying here his other 3 words: die Chelsea, die. Alright. Saying Chelsea have a monster squad for next season is to get the personality to mesh. Well, that is it. That is it.
They still have no striker. And one striker go in there.
Harry
Lukaku, yeah,
Kane.
go back. And Lukaku. going back
Lukaku.
there. Heavy touch
So they
going
still
back
have no
there.
striker. So they still have no striker.
Hey, in tiny in Champions League final, where
Yeah, but he has started.
For the most
He
part,
has
he
started.
not starting.
Fellas, when was the last time we hit a side 4 goals or more? Right?
exactly.
Christopher 3 words, fellas, corner.
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
Kurt saying here Greenwood getting that 7.
Nah, forget that.
Nah.
Forget
And he
that.
have 11. And he have 11 by?
He done have 11 already. He have a good number already.
Yeah. Jody saying, yeah, I feel so too. I feel King will come and take that 7.
Yeah. Not possible.
You know,
I get so.
we don't traditionally give 7s to forwards. 7 is a winger number.
No, but when Michael Owen came, he got 7.
Yeah.
But that's one, not one. That's rare.
No, but if you look at the squad numbers now, Phil, if Martial don't leave, they're not going to take the 9 from him, and Kane definitely not getting that 10 from Rashford.
Yeah.
Can't get number 50.
No, but
50.
what?
He's one over
Five
Garnacho.
Why?
One
Like,
over Garnacho, bro. 50.
I get 50.
And that could be inspiration for the amount of goals he should score next season.
I think Kane will get his 7. I think Kane will get his 7. It makes sense. Kurt saying here, I feel a loan move for Mason would be good and come back in 2020. I say so too.
In 2025, you've got there.
Anderson saying here, Owen and Cantona were number 7. Cantona was a striker to a centre forward. So yeah. For that number 9, 10 thing, man. You know. So fellas, as we wrap, Bournemouth. Right? Bournemouth has been in some good form at home lately. I mean, they get punished today from Crystal Palace, but I was on the road. Right? How you all feeling going into the Bournemouth game, knowing that, well, we'll have a next week. Ten Hag didn't really give anything encouraging about Rashford return. I don't know if it's mind games, I don't know. Right? But at least we know we have Varane back and we know we have Garnacho back in the fold. You know, so how you all feel going into the game against Bournemouth at home, knowing our away record?
I guess our away record against bottom teams has been better than the top 6 teams in the league. So I think going there, we'll be going there with confidence. And I think, we have been unlucky on the road, because we talk about even the West Ham game. If you look at the fine margins, that we didn't come away at least with a point. So we hit the post twice, the upright twice. We had 1 or 2 decent saves. So I think we're going into that Bournemouth game confident, and I think we'll be on top because, to be honest, we play decent football. Just to put the ball in the back of the net, that has been our challenge. And if we do that, then I think we will come out good. I think we're coming out with 3 points.
Yeah. Just so Nico, you could just touch on this, and the rest of you will go include it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Any changes to the team that started today?
If Rashford fit, that's one change. Rashford for Sancho, and that's it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
JP?
Yeah, hopefully it will be a game similar to today with a team that's safe. So Bournemouth safe from relegation. They don't really have much to play for. We still have something to play for. So hopefully the mentality with our players could be, slightly different from that of the Bournemouth players. As Nico say, the away record really not too good for the top teams. West Ham was the only real bottom team that gave us some problems there in recent times. But honestly, we shouldn't get the 3 points in that game. And the changes I would make to the team if Rashford fits. I would actually drop Martial and start Rashford, and I'll start Garnacho as well on the left. I'll drop Sancho too.
Yeah, yeah. Phil?
Mm, would I make any changes? I mean, I was still going the same squad today. And if Garnacho is fit, okay, he did score today, obviously. But if Rashford is available, then that could be a moment to introduce Rashford into the team and have him run at tired legs, right? So that's what I would do. So in terms of if I'm nervous or what I think we could get versus Bournemouth, um, I'm not sure of Bournemouth's home record this season, but I don't see why we can't get a result there. Like at the end of the day, we have something to play for. Bournemouth don't. So a good 2-0 win there would definitely um, get us closer to that to securing that Champions League spot, and we wouldn't have to worry about Liverpool anymore.
Yeah, yeah. I guess because of how we are now, we are kind of in unpredictable bunch now. We dominate games and then mistakes, and then we don't have the kind of mentality to recover in games now. We know to bounce back the game after, but we don't ever bounce back in game, at least not lately. So I mean, I really expecting, and as I told you all last podcast, the fact that we gain more time to train and Ten Hag gain more time to, work with the guys and correct things that they would have seen in the games gone by. Like they will have more time now to look at today's game, dissect it, go over with the team in classroom settings, then go out on the pitch and correct certain things, try to refine other things. We have more time to do that now. So that's why I kind of believe that going forward we'll continue to see a progressively better team. Unfortunately, it had to happen at the back end of the season, as opposed to earlier where we could have been a little better in standings. But I think Bournemouth there for the taking. Again, I can't say we're gonna put them to the sword. Nico, correct me. So I taking a 1-0, I taking a 2-0 lead. But what I would like is to see us score those goals early
Really.
rather than leave it late now, boy. Score those goals early and we manage all the rest of the game. If we could do that, I could
Yeah.
be better. I could prefer that rather than I nervy throw the game hoping for a last gap winner. Oh God.
Hmm.
I think anybody would rather that.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. I do like them kind of thing, boy. Let me be nervy knowing that we could see how the 1-0 now. Then I wonder if you go and score, boy. And then fellas said done start a drop already.
Yeah.
We just got some comments here. Rishi saying here, like all them teams, Chelsea might suddenly remember to play when they come Old Trafford. We
Yeah,
really need
yeah,
to
yeah. We
focus
know
on
that.
don't unless they
Always,
for
yeah.
sure.
We know that.
For sure. Like team cup final, You see Brighton fall off after the beat we.
Yeah.
Alright. Them had a trophy. Anderson saying here, I still have no belief that Kane coming. Well, we go see. We go see how it goes. Alright. Nicholas Ramdas, boy, in the building,
man.
boy. Long time. Big up yourself, man. Thanks for joining, buddy. It's been a while. Good to have you, man. Anderson saying here, every game from now is a final must win. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. I wrote on the inside saying good night. I late today celebrated win Viva Ganacho. Yeah, man. We're talking about Kurt saying here, I so want the Sheik to buy this club. Yeah, Radcliffe is a joke. Although, don't worry, Phil gonna do a show and go in depth with everything. So yeah. Jody saying here, Ten Hag rest up Rashford for the FA Cup. He won't bother to rush him back. You know.
Nah, boy. I feel
Um,
that Champions League even more important than that
More
FA Cup, yeah?
important than FA Cup. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Christopher saying here losing our last away game of the season would be unacceptable, but our difficulty scoring persists, so it'll probably be tight. But a win is a must, no doubt,
Yeah.
no doubt. Kurt saying here, Daddy Ganacho, man, not up early.
So what's up? What name is that? Daddy Garnacho.
Hey, you gotta do something else here, boy. You gotta say Mason should have do that all now so well, and Mason don't do that already.
Yeah,
He did
he
it
do
later.
it.
He should do it
He did
earlier. You know?
later. Yeah.
Yeah, he said look for and have two pick me. So the person used to encourage him to settle early. You would be
Yeah.
more focused. Yeah, and I think that was one of your key problems too, and
Yeah.
She's saying here, yeah. She's saying here, Bournemouth actually had a worse record at home, has a worse record at home than away. Okay. Proper energy and focus, and we should get that 3 points. Okay.
Yeah.
Christopher saying here, nah, JP, how you dropping Martial? He scored today, all the wicked boy. Here,
He scored, but he ain't play good.
I ain't tell JP nothing, you know. You realize I ain't tell JP nothing. Right? Yeah. Alignment sing.
No,
Sing, you know?
watch me. You ain't tell me nothing because you know you can't tell me nothing based on today's performance.
Yeah. He really wasn't 200, but I'm glad he scored. Still. You know, that's why a striker to score even though he is playing good. You know, so
Yeah.
One more hour. You know. So guys, I mean, 3 points in the bag, all important 3 points, you know, to kind of get the nerves back out of the way, to get the confidence back, you know, to get them fellas back on the right track. Let me hope that this bounce back. Let me just hope we don't need that bounce back after this bounce back. That makes sense?
Yeah, for sure.
So we have Bournemouth coming on when we play Bournemouth earlier. When we have Bournemouth? Sunday, Saturday?
We gotta check the app now, yeah. We got Bournemouth at 10 o'clock next week, Saturday.
Yep.
Saturday, next early game. That sun was hot today in Old Trafford, isn't it?
Yeah.
Judgment. I hear they say this was the hottest Old Trafford was for a while, isn't it?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Them fellas had it to do today, boy, and they give you a next 10 o'clock game. But anyway, all that's in it. So again,
Nothing. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's real good.
Yeah. Could say here you realize our back four without Maguire with anyone looks good. You know, it's true. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Ten Hag go with Bissaka, Dallo, Malacia, and somebody else. We will still look solid.
Brandon Williams.
And Brandon Williams. You know? Christopher saying here about how many cup performances Rashid had this season and score. He's me up now. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. But
No.
Christopher, we go fight.
Don't put Rashid Nabut at all, Christopher. Don't do me that.
Christopher, we go fight this battle another day. We go fight this battle another day. Hey, fellas. So
Right.
I mean, unless there are anything at all they want to, you know, close with, let me wrap it. Anything, guys? We good?
Welcome back, Varane.
Good?
Yeah.
Boy, for real, boy.
That Varane.
I'm gonna show.
He looks slim.
I'm gonna show.
Varane looks slimmer, boy. Look.
Yeah.
No, but what I like too about that, right, is the fact that somebody was saying that when Varane come back, he does normally be rusty now. So let him run off them rust something now. At least we know for the FA Cup
For the
final.
final.
Oh.
No, just have few misplaced passes,
sharp.
but defending wise he was on point.
Yeah.
I don't know why Varane take that shot for. What he feel it is. He
Yeah, boy.
to he by. When I see Varane take that shot, I think I'm to he by. I'm feeling no.
Yeah. Got a trip off. Like fatigue, no? Like fatigue.
So
I like a minute. You know, you think a while to really catch back your first win. Like you still interested.
Yeah.
That shot, that was just to catch my breath. Kick it out and make a trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, he kicked the ball fast, so you had time to run back. You know, it's a
Yeah,
ball
run back, catch him breath.
Because obviously, yeah, Tony would have had more goals if our wingers knew how to pass. Having wingers allergic to crossing and passing, yeah, it do help you check facts. Then them
It
JP
do help.
fellas do that. Them fellas
No,
do
no,
that.
it do help, but first and foremost, you gotta be fit and on the field to score the goal.
God.
So let me start with that now.
All right, we go fight the next day, right? We go fight the next day, right? Anyway, fellas, it was nice. It was nice, guys. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the shares. We do appreciate it. You know, guys, don't forget we also on YouTube. So if you haven't already subscribed there, please go over and you know support us on YouTube side as well. All right. So we will be here again on Saturday to review the Bournemouth game, right? I'm hoping for a good review and not a therapy session then. All right. Yeah. So Nico, fill in the building, JP. You know, it was good having you all. And fellas, see you on the next one.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, good night.